Hey, 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 good morning. Welcome to It's Your
Morning.
Life with Kelly and Amy. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Amy, and welcome to our show.
Yes.
Last week, we talked about the power of letting go
Hmm.
and how it brings clarity. And Kelly shared a lot about her life, and particularly what most recently was going on, and the things that she's let go of.
Yes.
And we have something to celebrate because she really practiced this letting go last week and really gave it to God that her house was going to sell. And would you believe that she got a full, what is it, a full offer or a cash
Well, it
offer?
wasn't it was a cash offer, so they
Cash
want to
offer.
close in 2 weeks, and it was like, wow.
Yay!
Thank you for answering that
So,
prayer.
thank you, Kelly, for showing us the power of letting go and what it can do. She finally just let it go and said, God, I know it's in your hands. You're going to sell
Mhm.
my house.
Yes,
And wow,
it was
wow.
great. Actually, I got 2 offers in the same day.
Yes. So big celebration for Kelly. 2 weeks, she'll be closing on her house. So she's
Yes,
finally really letting that go. Yes.
yes.
So, so this week we thought we would build on last week, and because a lot of the reasons that we don't let go are because of our fears.
Mhm.
And so today we titled it "How to Find Freedom by Facing Your Fears."
Yes.
So, why do we hold on to things, Kelly? What do you think it is that we're most afraid of?
I really think most people are afraid of change
Mm,
or the unknown.
okay.
And I think that, you kind of just get stuck in that rut or stuck in those rut. Boy, that sounded southern. Stuck in those patterns of, worry, anxiety, and fear. And you don't know, if you make a change, you're not sure what's on the other side.
Mm,
And so you don't make any changes, and or you're afraid to make the change or step out of your box or step out of your comfort zone,
yes,
but
so change, the unknown, what could happen, what
mhm.
might happen, and we even can go to leap to say this will happen, right?
Right, we
This is gonna
confidently.
happen.
Yes, and from fear, you create these ideas in your head that, oh, this is gonna, if I do that, this is gonna happen, or if I change jobs, they may not like me at the other place, or if I go back to school, I might not be able to afford to live. I mean, the list could go on.
Yeah, so
If I cut 6 inches off of my hair, I might regret it, but I let it go.
another thing that Kelly let go of last week. She let go of 6 inches off her hair. I'm doing it this week. Next time you guys see me, I'm gonna have 6 inches less on my hair.
I tell you, I think I lost about 5 pounds, which was no, I'm kidding. But
I don't know.
yeah,
You have good hair.
but those fears, they end up creating these chains that just hold us back. And if we can break those chains and face our fears, the future it could be very good. It could be the life that you want on the other side of
Mhm,
fear, right? So,
mhm,
so
mhm.
Amy, why don't you tell us, what are some of the things that you have faced in your life that or some fears that you have addressed in your life?
Well, you reminded me of something as you were talking about why people don't, what people are afraid of, the
Mhm.
change, the unknown. When I was leaving teaching, that was a huge fear of mine. I've
Mhm.
been teaching in the schools for 14 years, but I've been a teacher for 30 years. And it's pretty much all I knew. It's what I got my degree in. And just the thought of what else can I do?
Mhm.
I was getting close to 50, and it was kind of that feeling of, wow, can I change
Mhm.
directions now? Like I'm so
Mhm.
old, you know,
You're
you
not,
know,
but
I'm in my later years, it's like, oh gosh, what do I do now? But I really um, felt like I was made to do more than what I was doing. I felt like as a teacher, I loved teaching. I think
Mhm.
teachers are very valuable and they're undervalued in this country a lot of
Yes,
times.
they are.
So I love teachers. I loved being a teacher, but I felt like because as a teacher, you're not in the administration, I was put in a box.
Mm.
And so I felt like I couldn't do a lot of things that I felt I wanted to do without going through all kinds of, red tape to
Yeah.
finally be able to convince somebody that this was good to do. And so I wanted that freedom. But the fear I had was, what am I going to do? What could I do?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do something that's going to be completely different
Mm-hmm.
with the skills I have? So for me, really, it was at that moment was the fear of change and the unknown of what it was going to look like if I was
How
going to.
question. So when you were in that moment, in that state of fear, how long do you think you stayed in that stage? Like,
Oh, I was in that stage for 4 years. If I look
mhm,
back, well, as I've been writing my book and writing my story, um, you know, I stayed in that state of fear of the unknown. Can I do something else? What's it going to look
mhm.
like for a good 4 years? Because if
Wow.
I'd had my way and not been afraid, I would have left teaching 4 years before that.
Wow.
But it was always, oh, I'll give this one more chance. Oh, this
Mhm,
happened. I'll just try to. So it's always kind of shifting. Oh, I'll just focus on this. I'll focus on that. And it was never gonna
mhm.
satisfy what I was looking for.
Right.
Um, so for me, and I
Mhm.
think like a lot of people we meet, it had to get that bad. It had to get so bad where I physically was feeling sick, you know, just mentally and emotionally, just feeling distraught, and it had to get to that point before I was finally willing to say, okay, now I have to do something else.
Right.
People do sometimes when they're not well. It's when am I going
Mhm.
to actually change how I'm doing things? Well, now I'm sick, so now I have to.
Right.
It's that fear of change of, can I do anything differently? I've been doing it this way for so long. I don't know what
Mhm.
to do. I don't know how to eat. I don't know how to do these things. And it's
Did,
going to be so hard. It's going to be difficult. you know.
right, right. It's that, everything's going to change. So did you reach a point like when you finally decided to make a decision at that point, how did you let go of the fear of leaving? And then did you switch then over to a fear of the unknown, or did you feel confident in your decision and, move forward?
Well, just to back up a little bit, when I first made a decision to leave the school I was at,
Hmm.
I went to another school. So I didn't
Okay.
even leave teaching altogether. I left
Okay.
that school and went to another school thinking maybe that would be the
Make it.
difference. And
And
although
did
it
it?
was in some ways, because it was a new community, a very loving
Hmm.
community, but it still wasn't what I was really looking for. So then
Okay.
to let it go, I needed help, honestly. I couldn't do it myself. And I think God was leading me the whole time through this, because when I really zeroed on who I wanted, how I wanted to create something new and what it was going to be around, I wanted to work with adults again, because I've been
Hmm.
working with kids for 14 years. And habit change seemed to be at the root of what I kept coming back to, is I felt like how I couldn't help adults
Hmm.
before. It was really that I wanted to be able to help them create new habits that were going to last. And I
Right.
didn't have the skills then when I was working in, health and wellness and teaching exercise classes and personal training. Um, so habit change, I Googled habit change, and Health Coach Institute came up.
Really? You know what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's
Wow.
kind of how I found. And then when I had my call with them and I learned that they were all centered around habit change, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And so I
Hmm.
initially was thinking how I wanted to help other people. And I
Hmm.
had no idea all the training that I was going to go through was going to actually be the best investment in myself. Because
Hmm.
when you're coached, as you know,
Yes.
um, that's when you uncover the things that you don't see.
Yes.
I didn't realize the fears, the beliefs that had been running the show in my life for decades.
Yes.
Um, and I think you asked me at the beginning what my fears. I think the biggest fear I've had my whole life from early in childhood is judgment, fear of judgment.
That's big. That's a huge topic. And I think there's probably a lot of people that are going to watch this or watching now that can resonate with that. I can relate to that. So how in your past has it affected your life where you have that fear of judgment?
Oh, gosh, wanting to speak up and not speaking up.
Mhm.
I can remember even at staff meetings having an idea and thinking, oh, what if it's a bad idea? What if somebody like
Nah.
criticizes? What if they say something? I can remember
Mhm.
as I'm writing my book, also I'm realizing how many things like, oh wow, I could have done this, but I didn't because I was afraid of
The
what someone
fear.
might say or what someone might think. And oh my gosh, even now, I'm aware of it. So I recognize it, and I usually, most often, I can get myself back on track,
Mhm.
um, and recognize those are irrational thoughts. Doesn't matter what people say or think. But even now with all that's going on in our world, if I want to share something on social media, that little voice, will come in my head and be like, oh,
Don't say it.
what if it's not received well? And what if somebody says something and they put a negative comment there? How is that going to make me feel? And it can raise all those old feelings of, my
Mhm.
early years when I did feel more criticized and more judged. And I'm sure people can relate to that. It's like you want to share openly your beliefs and how you feel, but boy, it's not always received
No,
well.
it's not, and there's a lot of people out there with, opinions and judgment.
And I would like to think that we could all share our beliefs and our
Mhm.
opinions
Mhm.
openly without people doing that, but that's just
Right,
not the way it is. So,
right.
you know, again, I have to decide at that moment, is it really important for me to share this, or is it just about me trying to make a stand?
Mhm.
What is it going to do for me to do it on this platform? Can I share it with my community without
Mhm.
going through that? It's all those things that you have to have a conversation with yourself. What is it worth?
Right.
Is it really important for you to get this message out? Well, like what we're sharing now, someone might not agree with what we're sharing about fear. Well, we feel like this is really important because we know how it's played in our life.
Yes.
And we want people to know that there is another way, because we've both learned if we don't face our fears, we can't take that next step to even try to dream a new dream and think about what else we can do, right?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So now from this point forward in your life, does fear, do you feel like that fear is still there in any aspect of your life, or do you feel like you've really gotten a grip on it, of the
I
judgment,
would
fear of
not say
judgment?
that it's gone. I would say that
Mhm.
I still, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily fear. Well, I can't say that. It's probably still is fear. I just feel like I'm more aware of it.
Okay.
I feel like I notice it, and I use strategies or tools or prayer to let it go and
Nice.
be
Yeah.
more clear on, is this real? Is it the truth? Or
Yes.
is this, the enemy or my own, mind that's playing tricks on me here and trying to keep me there? Because, like I said earlier, we usually go to the worst case scenario that's going to happen,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Right.
When there's lots of different possibilities. I could share my thoughts on social media and it could be
Mhm.
very well received,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? That's
Right.
that's the other opposite of, oh, it's going to have all these negative things and people are going to blast you with this, whatever. I mean, that's just an example of something
Right.
I would share.
Right. So what I hear you saying is that the fear can still linger there, and it's present, but you have been able to become more aware of it and decipher whether it's your mind conjuring up some crazy what if this happens or whatever, and
Right.
you have figured a way to kind of rein that in
Mhm.
and manage it, and so it doesn't affect you in a negative way.
Yeah. So it's not having power over me. I can make a choice
Yeah.
in that moment. Will I choose to let this make the decision for me, or will I
Mhm.
think about this a little more carefully? Like, is that really true?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
if anyone can relate to being afraid of being judged or
Mhm.
criticized, kind of the same thing.
Mhm.
We would love your thoughts too. If anyone is watching right now, you want to share something that you use that might
Mhm.
be helpful for anyone else that's listening to this. Um, we love
Yeah.
to hear ideas.
Yes. And you know what? I wanted to share something that I read this morning. It's I have a couple of daily devotional books that I read,
Mhm.
and I shared this with you earlier, Amy. This
Yeah.
Grace for the Moment by Max Lucado. And this today's message, it made me think about what we were talking about today. And it says, what if you had a movie producer or producer, that does documentaries come to you and say, we want to do a documentary about your life. We've randomly
Oh,
chosen 100 people in the United States, and you're one of them. Tag, you're it.
wow. Wouldn't that
So,
be something?
wasn't it? So, starting from your being where you were born, your childhood, where you've gone, what the path you've gone in your life, and where are you going to go from this point forward? So, think about it. If
Mhm.
you're going to have a documentary filmed about your life, and this is something that your family's going to see, your friends are going to see, your children, if you have children or grandchildren. So, think about generations from now. How do you want your documentary to end?
Mm.
So,
Hmm.
we've all made mistakes. We've
Mhm.
all done things in our past that didn't serve us well. We've gotten through them. And how, if you have, so if you're at a point in your life and you're like, I really want to, I want to move to a new state. I want to move to
Mm.
the mountains, or I want to learn how to play piano, or, whatever it may be. If there's some fear standing in your way, that's going to keep you from doing the things that you want. Ha, and so fast forward 20 years from now and you're finishing your documentary, and you're going to have to say in that documentary, well, I always wanted to do this, but my fear got in my way.
Mm.
How do you want that to end? And what do you want to pass on to your kids and your grandkids? What you want them to know, like, wow, grandma was a rock star, man. She threw those fears aside and she did this, and this, and
I love it. Yeah.
So think about how would your life play out on a documentary? And don't live with regrets for things that didn't happen in your past. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Yes.
Get
Power
rid.
of letting go. So where do we
Mhm.
start, Kelly? Where can we help someone if they have a fear? What is the first thing that I know when we're coaching them where we start, but
Mhm.
just right here, where would you say, where do you begin? I have a fear. I want to face it. What do I do?
So the first thing I would ask them, what first, you always start with a positive. What is going well in your life? What
Mm.
is that, what is going well that you can enjoy and celebrate? And then, okay, so you have a fear of X, Y, or Z. What's keeping you there? What is getting in your way? Is it somebody? Is it where you are in your career? Is it you're in your own mind?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just the fear of the unknown? And what can we do to get? Let's talk about ways to get past that. Um, what are you not afraid of? Okay, how do you deal with that? What if
Yeah.
we use those same principles with your fears? Even if it's a mental exercise of, actually, I had a coach do this with me when I was going through school. And she, we had those monthly calls with the coaches at
Yeah.
HCI. And there was something we were talking about. And she literally did a visual exercise with me. I had to close my eyes,
Mm-hmm.
visualize the different parts of my brain and where everything kind of houses up there. And she said, okay, think about a portion of your brain. Where is that fear or that thing you want to change? Where does it
Yeah.
reside in your head? I'm like, okay, it's at the back of my head. Okay.
Mm.
So, and she literally just said, okay, when you feel that anxiety festering up in you or that fear festering up in you, close your eyes for a minute, take a deep breath, think about that, where that is, and visualize that you're removing that.
I love that. That's powerful.
And she said, now what are you going to do with it? Once you've extracted that from your brain, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to hang on to it? Or are you going to throw it away? Or I said, I'm going to toss it up into space. And I don't know where that thought came from, but She goes, okay, then have that visual of taking that, whatever's holding you back, wrap it up and shoot it out into space. And I'm telling you, just that visual, I just got to chill. That visual exercise with whatever it might be, maybe it's, I can't stop, I crave potato chips every day. Where does that desire house itself in your brain? Take it, ball it up, and throw it to space. Some kind of a visual activity. It's like having, they talk a lot in school about having an anchor of some sort to remind you of what it is you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can do these visual exercises too to get rid of it. Think of a way to just eliminate it. And
so you're actually visualizing it in your brain, and you're seeing it come out of your head, and you're shooting it into space.
And it's gone, and let it go.
Let it go. There
so
it
it's
is
not
again.
there.
Let it go.
So it's not, we go with the let it go. Then so it's not there. It's non-existent, and you can move forward. And just, I used to always tell my kids, like, brush it off, get it off your shoulders, and move forward.
Yeah, I love it. And I think this might be Gloria, but I'm not sure because her name's not showing up. Doing affirmations can also help after you've done that. Like letting it go, and then affirm what really is true.
Yes. Affirm.
And another one, I'm not sure who this is either because the names aren't popping up, but meditation, being around like-minded people. Thanks for that too.
That is
again, meditating.
True.
Yeah. And meditation can just really clear your mind. So if you have those negative thoughts, it can just give you that open space. And then you can use affirmations and being around like-minded people. That's huge.
They always say whoever you surround yourself with is the people you become.
Yeah. So if you're not happy with where you're at and you're around those people, you might want to also think about that. What do you need to let go of to create?
Yeah. What do you need to let go of?
Oh, it's Gloria from El Paso. Hi, Gloria.
Aw.
Nice to see you.
Hi, Gloria.
Yeah. Glad you're here. Okay. So some powerful stuff there. So if you guys have fears, we all have fears. Clearly, I just shared a couple of mine. And some tools, some strategies that you can use to let them go, affirm what's true, meditate, be around like-minded people. Those are all really good tools to use.
Yes.
Yeah. Because remember the quote, but the quote for the day is, everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Yes.
And that's by, oh gosh, not drawing a blank with his name. Oh, Jack Canfield.
Yes.
He's a co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series.
Yes. Which were a great series.
So think about it. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. So if you have a fear and you're not getting what you want out of your life, you're not living the life you love, that fear could be what's keeping you right there, right? It's keeping you stuck in the life that you have. And if you really want it to be different, you have to let it go. And it may not be easy.
My whole fear that we talked about last week with my house, letting my house go. I've been there for 6 years, put my heart and soul into it. I wanted the home stability for my youngest son until he graduated from high school. And, I finally made that decision to list it and sell it. And we went over there yesterday to kind of get rid of the last little things in the garage and, get the stuff out of the pool and, just a few knickknacks that were still over there we had to get rid of. Christmas tree still in the attic. We got to get that yet, but
don't forget the Christmas tree.
No. But we were coming back and I said to him, so do you miss the house? And he said, no.
Awesome?
I said, I don't either. I said, in fact, I love our condo. He goes, yeah, me too. And I said, it's so much more simple, isn't it? I mean, just being over there, having to sweep out the pool and pick up the stuff in the yard. I'm like, oh, look at this place. It's so labor intensive. But my fears weren't real. I had the fear that it was going to disrupt his life, and it wasn't real.
Oh, that's a great point too, Kelly. A lot of times our fears aren't real.
No.
It's just what we conjure up in our own head.
Right. I can remember when I was a kid, my mother used to hate going over bridges. and she would get like, it's like anxiety going over bridges. And I said to her one day, I'm like, it's not the bridge you're afraid of, really, is it? She goes, yeah, I can't stand them. I said, no, it's what's in between the bridge and the water that you don't like.
Good point.
I said, so you don't have the fear of the bridge. The bridge
Right.
is solid,
Yeah.
you know. But anyway,
Interesting. Yeah.
but yeah, most really think about what your fear is, and you know, dissect it. Why do you have that fear? Is it even real?
Yeah.
May not be real. It might be all
Well,
conjured in
I
our
was going
head.
to say, yes, it's one thing that could happen, but there's usually also a lot of other things that could happen.
Could happen.
And we want to focus on what could happen that could be great. Like
Right.
Kelly sold her house.
Yeah. So if you're thinking something bad's there's some bad outcome, think of just the opposite. What is a good outcome that can happen?
Exactly, because that's also possible.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So what can we celebrate today? What is our day of the week, our day of the month?
Okay. So, no judgment. Okay. No judgment. And as you all know, we are life coaches. We're also health coaches. But today is National Cream-Filled Donut Day.
Oh, woohoo! And look at that. She has a cream-filled donut and she's eating it. Where's mine?
I ate it.
All these witnesses, Kelly brought a donut to the show and did not bring me one. Is it
Why
good?
did those have to be so bad for you? Because that is amazing.
Wow. So I guess this is a good reason for everybody to go get one of those cream-filled donuts today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Support your local donut shop.
Well, and we're celebrating too, right? Because we're celebrating. Look, you got lots of congratulations. You got you sold your house. Yes. Lorna says, congratulations, Kelly Bug.
Hey, Lorna.
Yes.
Oh, last Friday, we were at her place in Naples. She has a consignment store. If y'all missed our show on Friday or out and about, we were, still trying to promote local businesses, and, especially after everything that's happened this year. I'm sure it's affected everyone, but we made a trip to Naples and went to Twice as Nice Consignments down on 2nd Avenue. And it's a huge place. She has so many nice things.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, she got that top there.
My new top from Twice as Nice Consignments in Naples.
Yes, you got to go. It's a great place.
Very nice. Yep. Okay, so this week we're starting one new thing. So if you're listening, we'll also make a post about this because we really want to invite as many people as possible. On Wednesdays, we're going to start doing some live coaching.
Yes.
And what that means for you is if you would like to be coached live, it's still going to be a 30-minute time frame. You will probably be coached about 20 minutes. And if you're interested, you just have to message us and let us know so we can send you the link. You'll be on the screen just like Kelly and I. There'll be 3 of us. And then you can choose if you'd like either Kelly or me to coach you. And we'll just take you through some questions and try to help you get some clarity on what it is that you really want.
Yeah.
And what's getting in your way and how to move forward. So it's going to be live coaching on Wednesdays at noon.
Yep. No fee. Free coaching session.
Yep.
I would do it.
Yep. Yeah. I love it when we would watch people do this. So if you're interested in being coached, please message us as sooner the better so that we can pick somebody to join us. I'm sure there'll be quite a few that are interested. So we want to give you an opportunity to be the first. And then Friday we'll be out again in the community down here in Southwest Florida at one of our local spotlights.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah. So again, if you're a local business and you would like us to come in and visit you and do a live there and promote your business, message us on that too. And we'd love to come see what you're doing and share it with the community.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other announcements before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, this has been great. Thanks for all that you shared, Kelly, and talking me through my fear.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry I can't share my donut with you.
No worries. I gotta go make my lunch anyway. It would spoil my appetite. All right. So remember, it's your life.
It's your life.
And everything you want is on the other side of fear. So Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
guys. Have a
Have a
great
good
day.
day.
Bye.